Hi, welcome you all to another beautiful stage. So today we are going to be talking about, or we are going to be beginning with graphic design using CorelDraw. So this course is designed to introduce you all to graphic design, the principles and the techniques using CorelDraw. It is a powerful vector graphic software. So without waste of time, let's get started. Alright, so this is the CorelDraw. After opening it, that is clicking on the software, it opens this way. Then what you see here, you see a new document here, and you see other documents that has been created before. So we can also search for template. We can find template here, or we can open an already designed document in our folders. Alright, so we're going to click on new document. So that's where we're going to be starting. Click a new document. Now, after clicking on a new document, this actually pops up. So you can create a new document this way. Now, with this, you are going to set up your document before you can start designing. First, by inputting the name. So we're just going to put a name there as learning. Alright, so this is going to be the number of pages. With time, we're going to see what the pages is and how we can use the pages. Also, the primary mode color, the CMYK and the RGB. Then the paper size. Now, this paper size, there are different paper sizes here. We have the A4, the A5, the A3, A2, A1, A0, and other sizes, which we can actually insert here. We just turn this to inches, for example. Then we can insert the size. So be it any design we have, we can actually put in the size here, maybe by measuring it and inserting. Then we have the orientation, the landscape, and the portrait. So that of the resolution. So we're just going to leave it this way and click on OK. Now this is it. This is our document. Now here we have different parts of it. So from up here, which is what we call the tabs, we have all of these tabs here, and CorelDraw is actually broad, and in fact you're going to really enjoy CorelDraw. Alright, so we're talking about pages. These are the pages here. So we can actually design something here and go to the next page to design another here. So we can create more pages by clicking on this. When you click on it, see this, it has created another page for us to use. So you can actually delete it by right clicking. You see delete page. You can also rename the page and all of that. So we're just going to delete this particular page. Good, and it is deleted. Now this is the name of our document, learning. We actually named it this way. So now this learning does not mean it's actually saved. We just give it the name as learning. We need to also save our document because it's also important and necessary we save our document before we proceed. Alright, so right up here are some of the settings we actually did in creating a new document. We have the sizes here, we have the orientation, landscape, and the portrait here. We also have the units, which is this in inches. Alright, by this side here we have the tools. Now with these tools you can create so many things, both from flyers to business card, complimentary cards, and so many others. With these tools you can also create a good, unique, professional logo with all of these tools. Now it is so amazing. So with time, we are going to see how we can use all of them. Then by this other side is where you find colors. Now all of these here are colors. There are different colors here. So clicking on this, you see so many other colors. Okay, so we're going to talk about this, but we just need to continue now. So from here, you can actually create a new document. As you see this pop-up that pops up, start a new document. So you can create a new document from here. So another way you can actually do that is clicking on your file, you see the new, and also if you want to save, you can just come to the save here. Also to import and to export are all here. Then if you also want to close, you can find it here. Alright, so let's briefly explain the tools. So now the tools, these are all the tools we have in Microsoft, in CorelDraw, sorry. These are all the tools. We have the pick tool, also have that of the shape tool. Now inside the shape tool, we have different tools inside there. So now with all of these, you can actually distort or actually reshape an object or a shape rather. You can actually do all of that with all of these shapes. So with time, you're going to see how we can actually do some of that. So this here is the crop, the knife, the eraser, So with the crop is to crop an image. In fact, all of this actually works with images. Then the zoom here is to zoom in and out, just as when you can use your mouse to zoom in and to zoom out. All right, so now the tools are also grouped. Now from the pick tool down to the shape tool is one group. Now how do you know it's a group? Look at this line here that differentiates these tools from this, and also this line that differentiates this tool from the rest of these tools. So those are groups. They are they grouped it together because they can actually do almost the same thing. So with this here, we have the freehand, we have the bezier, the pen. So all of this tool here, you can use it in drawing lines, maybe curved lines or any kind of line. You can use it. Then this is the artistic media, the live sketch and the smart drawing. You can actually use it also in drawing an artistic line, also that of the live sketch and the smart drawing. So the next one here is the shape. You can use this to draw a rectangle, a perfect rectangle, or you can also draw a perfect square, or you can draw a rectangle with this same tool. Then we have that of the circle. You can draw an ellipse or a circle. Okay, so the next one we have the polygon, the star, the spiral, common shapes, and the rest of that. So all of these you can use it in drawing some kind of shapes, maybe shapes with different sizes, or like the polygon. From the polygon there we also have the octagon, the nonagon. You can use it in drawing. Also the star, you can use it in drawing stars that has different edges. That of the spiral too, and the common shapes. In the common shapes you find different kind of shapes you can actually use in designing. Then now coming down here is where we have the shadow, the contour, the blend, distort, envelope, extrude, and block shadow. So all of these you can use it. They are like effects that you can use on a shape, an image, the rest of that. Then this is the transparency tool to actually make your image or your object transparent. Then we have the eyedropper or the color eyedropper. You can use it in selecting a color, picking a color, and the next one is smart fill or mesh fill. So all of these tools, they are not difficult. Just feel free, relax. You are going to get used to all of them as we proceed. All right, so now explaining this right here, this is our document. Now if you remember, the size we actually selected was A4. Now this is the size of our A4. This is actually the size. So we're also going to be talking about sizes or paper sizes in our next class. So this is a particular size. So now how do we actually change the size? So let's say we want to design a flyer. We just come here, you click on this, and then you select A5. A5 is the size for your flyer. So when you click on this, look at the size actually changes. So let's click on inches. I prefer using inches because most of the rulers I have and the measuring equipment I use are in inches. So I prefer to use the inches. So now this is it right here. Okay, so now let's see what else we can actually do. Okay, now first thing you need to know, first is after creating a new document, what you need to do is to create a background. Now how do we create a background? By double clicking on this rectangle tool, double click. Now this is it. This is the background you've just created. Now with this background, you can now work on anything. You can also power clip. When I mean power clipping, that is putting in an image or whatsoever inside this particular background. So you can also give it a color, different kind of colors and all of that. So now with these boxes you can see around it, you can actually use them. You can drag them, that is to distort your shape. Maybe drag it this way or up, side, or whichever way you want to drag it. So now after we double clicked on the rectangle to give us our background. Now this is the way our cursor is looking like. You see this? It's having the rectangle still on it. So all you need to do is to go back to your pick tool. Now the pick tool is like the home. We always need to be on our pick tool because we can use it to select, to drag, and to do any other thing. So with this, like I was saying, you can actually drag this to and fro, which whichever way you wish to do it. So this is it, whichever way. So now let's say after we were trying to maybe get a design done, in the process we moved our background from where it's supposed to be, which is supposed to be inside here, it's supposed to be on this. We mistakenly moved it away. So all you just need to do is to click on P. First you click on the background. Now remember, there is one thing I always tell my student: you always need to click on your object first before working on it. If you don't click on it, it's not going to work. So now I'm going to click on this first, like I just did. You click on it, then you click on P on your keyboard, just P. Now it goes to the center. So now let's say I'm having another kind of box. So let me just draw a random box here and give it a color. Now if I want this to be at the middle of my document, I click on it first. Like I said, always click in. I click on it first and I click on P. Now this is it. It goes straight to the middle of our document. Don't forget that. Alright, so now let's see some other things we need to know. Alright, so let me just delete this, click on this and take it to the center. Alright, so remember, when I click on this, if I should click on this again, now you're going to be seeing this kind of stuff around my box. With this, I can actually turn it. See this? I can actually turn it. Whichever one I should click on, I can turn it. Now if I should click on this too, I can also turn it. Even that of this, I can turn anyone with this. So now then, talking about these ones, this here, and this, you can click like this and drag it down. Now if you watch, how do you want to be sure if that is how it actually moves? Now looking at the arrow, click on it, this arrow, you see this, when I hover on it, you see the arrow facing up and down. That means you can either drag it up or drag it down. Then this is you can either drag it this way or you can drag it this way, same as this. Then this, you see the arrow, like it's actually trying to curve. That means you can actually turn it. So if I should click on this, I can drag it this way, or click on this, drag it this way, or this, drag it whichever way you can actually drag it. Alright, so I'm just going to go back by clicking on Ctrl Z. Good. Now I've come back to this. So this is what we need to know in the introduction. So in our next class, we're going to be talking about the shapes, how we can work with shapes. So for now, we're going to stop here. So see you guys in our next class and stay safe.